Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Pits of Motorcast. Your host, Dave. And I got online with me special guest, Nostalgia Nitro Funny Car driver of the Problem Child, Billy Morris. How you doing, Billy?
I'm doing great, guys. Doing great. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. We got you fresh from the last night's interview on with Joe Wall and Chris Seward, which you had some fun over there, rocking and racing.
Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Joe and Chris are good guys, man. I was stoked that they had me on last night.
Yeah, it was cool listening to it.
Definitely a good show, man. Yeah, we listened to the whole thing, and man, we got a kick out of it. Pretty cool guys they are.
Yeah, I like how Joe and Chris and me, we all support each other with the shows we have, you know. We try to support you, try to keep you guys, you know, get you out in the spotlight, you know, and some of you nostalgia guys that don't get any spotlight out there.
Hey, man. Hey, well, we love it. We love it. Any of this stuff that we can do just to kind of put some more light on our sport here, the better. Man, all these shows here, I try to keep in touch as best I can with all of them, and I think it's a great way to get the word out, especially about the nostalgia racing.
Right. So, Billy, when did it all begin for you in drag racing?
Well, it kind of all began for me long ago. I mean, my dad used to take me and my brothers over to the track and the sand drags. For over 20 years, we started racing my dad's buggy over here in the Glen Helen area, Glen Helen, California. And that kind of morphed into me driving the car. I'd say about 7-8 years ago now. So we raced sand drags for years and years. We had a great time. It's really a great sport out there, really family oriented. A lot of good guys, a lot of really hard racers out in sand drags. We also helped my crew chief Eddie Knox for a while now, doing the pit crew on his boat there, the Top Fuel Hydro Problem Child, and this whole funny car deal kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, we've been obviously going to the races and this and that for quite some time now, but it wasn't until when we went to the March meet, I'd say about maybe 3-4 years ago, that we really got out there and saw everything that nostalgia racing has to offer, and we were hooked instantly, man. We love this stuff.
Now, before you drove this Problem Child funny car, have you drove any other funny cars?
Nothing, Dave. Nothing. I mean, really, I haven't even done a burnout until about, I'd say, a few weekends before the March meet. This thing, I mean, we wrapped up our sand drag year last year, just thinking we were going to be still in the sand drags, but a great deal came our way where one of Eddie's buddies, he wanted to get into the Top Fuel Hydro ranks, so we were trying to sell him the boat, actually, and he mentioned that he had a nostalgia funny car in his garage, and he offered to trade it. Well, we turned down the offer at first, but it didn't take long. We thought about it, and we went ahead and jumped on that deal. Problem Child's actually Jason Rupert's old black Blade car, so we really got a nice hot rod out of the deal.
That's good. So now, what year did you get your funny car license?
I got my funny car license this year, about, I'd say, the week before the March meet. We actually we got all our stuff together. We tore down the car after we got it to the shop. Eddie built a couple motors for our package there. And we started up in Bakersfield getting my license. It took me 2 weekends. But, man, we got it down the track, got that thing signed off, and we debuted her at the March meet.
So who licensed you?
We actually, John Wirtz actually helped us getting our licensing, and we had a bunch of big-name guys up there doing some testing. And they were able to sign off on my license. A couple guys, for instance, Shane Westerfield, Jeff Arin was up there, Adam Sorokin, Dennis Taylor. So there was a couple real good guys that I definitely look up to that signed my license off that weekend. So definitely appreciate all those guys for helping us out.
So how was the transition going from sand drag racing to on asphalt with a funny car?
Well, I've always dreamt about running these funny cars, especially on the asphalt deal, and I have to say the transition wasn't as easy as I thought. I mean, the power, the sheer power of this deal didn't really surprise me that much, but the length of the track is what got me. We only raced 300 feet in the sand, and racing this quarter mile out in nostalgia racing, I mean, it feels like you're driving this thing a mile out there.
Right. So getting behind the wheel for the funny car the first time, tell us about the experience of that, getting behind the wheel.
Well, I mean, of course, I was pretty nervous pulling it up there. We definitely had a hot tune-up getting over there to Bakersfield, and you tell yourself you're ready, and you run those passes through your head just numerous times, trying to get a feel for it. But when you drop down that body and everything goes quiet, you're really just along for the ride there, and it was probably the coolest thing I've ever done, man. Since we got into this sport, we fell in love, and we just can't get enough of it, really.
So now, since Bakersfield March Meet, how many other events have you done?
Well, like I said, we debuted at the March Meet. Our race after that, we went over to Tucson, Arizona, which we ended up having a tough go at that race. We missed qualifying. We're number 9 qualifier, I believe, and we ended up hurting a couple motors up there. We had some parts failures, and that kicked the rods out of 2 motors there, so that kind of really set us back with our funding for the year. So we had to kind of get our stuff together. We were planning on making the last Boise race. We ended up having to miss that because of the Tucson fiasco, and we actually hit the last Salt Lake City race a couple weekends ago, and it seemed like the team kind of turned a corner at that race. We qualified number 5, and we made it to the semis, and we got put out on a pretty tight race by Bucky and Bobby Cottrell up there.
Yeah, well, Bobby and Bucky, they're on fire so far this year.
Oh yeah, man, definitely. Those guys are. They got a badass team over there. Those guys are really dialed in. They know their stuff. But man, we are. I mean, they're the guys to beat, definitely.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see Lisa Kubo come out there with the Nitro Mafia car.
Yeah, man, we're really looking forward to these next string of races here. I've kind of just been keeping my eye out and seeing kind of who's going to be there, who isn't, and it seems like we have a really stout field coming up, especially in Spokane and Seattle here next.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to that stretch of races. I mean, we haven't, not being asphalt racers, we haven't been to a lot of these tracks, and pulling up on a new track is definitely a treat.
So in Salt Lake City, did you have your quickest pass so far with the car?
We didn't have our quickest pass. We actually ran our quickest pass in Tucson, and that was a 6:02. But we did run our fastest pass. We ran a 2:36 in the semis against Bobby, and biggest thing is we basically didn't hurt anything. I mean, we burned a couple pistons on that last run, but the motor's happy now. Eddie's got a handle on this thing now, and as soon as we can find a baseline, and then we can kind of start jumping it up from there. But we made a lot of progress this last race, and we're definitely looking forward to the next one.
Now, what kind of motor you guys got in that car?
We got a 500-inch. Excuse me. We got a 500 cubic inch Nitro Hemi in there. The one we're running currently is actually out of Eddie's boat, and it's a real fresh motor. Everything's really happy. We got CP pistons and Carrillo rods in there. It's really making a lot of power, it seems like, and we got a couple different guys helping us out and getting us down the track right, man. But I think we're going to be in good shape, and we're looking forward to the next half of the season here to really try to turn this thing up and get a little bit more performance out of it.
And what's how many gallons is the fuel pump in the car?
Well, we got to run that heritage deal, so we're down to that 20 that 20 fuel pump there, and I mean we're used to that big fuel pump there, especially on the boat, and then when the sand drag top fuelers as well. So it's a little bit trickier with the tune-up deal with this smaller pump, but hey, that's just part of the fun, man.
Yeah. So now the body, what make and model is the body?
We run a '69 Camaro body. I guess I'll call it the old school '69 Camaro body. Beautiful body, man. We kind of tagged it up a little bit over there at that Tucson race, so we had to do some repairs here and there. But we got that beautiful Billy D's paint job on that, and I mean it's a good looking car, man. Seems like the fans so far have really dug it.
Yeah, every time I see the name Problem Child, I keep thinking about the AC/DC song.
Oh man, heck yeah, that man. We've been rocking this thing for quite a while, and Eddie Knox, our crew chief and the car owner, he's been rocking the Problem Child outfit for quite some time now. And when we got this funny car deal, we just thought we couldn't do any other name than the Problem Child. It kind of fits our whole group there. And we wanted to bring a little bit of flavor from the boats over to the asphalt here. And so far, I think seems like everybody's been digging it.
That's cool. So now, for you, with the funny car driving now, what other drivers out there are inspirational to you out there?
Well, man, that's a good question, Dave. I'm one of those guys that really kind of follows by example, and I definitely keep my eyes and ears out as much as possible to try to get as much information from these guys that have been driving for years. One guy who really stands out to me was Jeff Arend. He he was there on my last weekend when we were running our licensing passes. And he kind of, by himself, just kind of watched me run and came over after every pass and kind of offered some valuable information and some advice that really helped me out as far as my driving goes. Just little things here and there that he kind of talked to me after every run, and I tried to adjust with what he told me. And it seemed like it really worked because we ended up getting the license that weekend. So, yeah, very appreciative of him and all his information as well.
Yeah, it's always nice to get advice from some of these other guys that have been doing it for a while.
It's definitely, man, because like I said, we're especially me being a driver, I'm pretty green at this asphalt stuff, man. I mean, before the March meet a couple weeks, I'd never done a burnout in the car before, so a lot more stuff going on in the asphalt deal than the sand drags. Just for the burnouts, the reversing the car and getting it back in the groove and back into forward. It's just a lot more stuff going on. So you got to be on your game, man. But the more passes I'm doing, it feels just like I'm getting more and more comfortable in the car, and it's a heck of a lot of fun. So I hope we can do this for a long time to come.
Yeah. So now is your family involved with your drag racing?
Oh, definitely. My father, he's basically our Eddie's main partner in this deal. He handles basically all of the logistics, getting the car to and from the track. Without him, this just wouldn't be possible. I got two young sons that definitely love to be a part of the racing deal, as long as my wife. So we definitely try to make it as family-oriented as possible. That's for sure.
So how old are the two boys?
I got a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and Brad and Parker, and they're growing up, and we're about to dive into the junior dragster racing. So really looking forward to that and being a part of that whole family and getting these guys down the track, man. I mean, that's kind of how I grew up, and I definitely want them to follow my footsteps if possible.
Oh, yeah, those are the future of the drag racing right there, man.
That's right, man. You got to start them young around here.
Like I had Michael Hoster's daughter on last night, Michaela.
Oh man, yeah, Michael's a great guy, man. I really look up to him too. He's a great driver, great guy, and yeah, Michael? He seems like he can drive anything. So really cool cat over there.
Yeah, a lot of interviews I do. Michael's name gets mentioned all the time.
I bet. I mean, I actually found out when I was chatting with him at the March meet here that he used to actually drive a sand drag car way back in the day. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So now, your kids, you said they go out to every time you race, they come out and watch you drag race?
Well, they haven't been to every race, but obviously because of school and everything, they couldn't make every race. But they're definitely looking forward to the last race of the year, and as well as I think they're going to coming up to Boise, and as well as a couple junior dragster tracks. We're going to be probably hitting Verona here soon. We just got a chassis for them, so we're looking forward to start gathering the parts for that and start doing a little testing there and get them comfortable in the car and start hitting a couple of these junior dragster races as well.
That's great. So now, what was I gonna? I'm losing my train of thought here. Oh yeah, when you go out racing, who are all your crew members?
Well, my crew members I'll start at the top. Eddie Knox is the car owner and the crew chief that handles basically all of the motor work, the engine building, and the tuning of the car. My father, Rick Morris, who gets the car to and from the track, helps us out on all the logistic things and helps out as much as he can as far as in the pit crew. I got a couple of my best friends on the team, Joe Giannone and John Montez, that help out on the engine there. And we have Jake Mills, who is the car chief. He's been around racing for a long time. He used to crew for John Wirtz and the Wasn't Easy team. So he's a huge asset to our team. He also does the bottom end. Eddie's son, Little Ed Knox, who's been a very, very good attribute to the team. He's jumped on this year and has really been kicking ass doing the left side of the motor, as well as Chuck Lofton, who's came aboard in Tucson and has been racing with us since, and he's been doing the clutch. A couple other guys, Craig Freeland, Clayton Russell, and Frank Lucia. That kind of rounds out our crew there. So, and it takes just about every one of them to get this deal down the track, I'll tell you.
Now, currently, are there any sponsors for the funny car?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, with with this funny car program and our basically funding, we definitely need all of our sponsors there we appreciate all the support, and Redline Oil is a big contributor to that. CP Carrillo, Dirty Deeds over there in Parker, Arizona. Hughes Oilfield Transportation there is helping us out quite a bit. Mark McCullough, Torco Race Fuels, Games Boys Racing really helped us out in the beginning to get a couple key components there. And let's see, Dennis Reich has been helping us out quite a bit, and quite a bit of others, man. The Box Anchor, they helped us out this year. And, man, without those guys, we really can't make this operation go down the track. So we're really thankful for all of them there.
Now, when you did sand drag racing, have you ever had any accidents at all?
I myself haven't had any accidents. My dad, towards the end of his career, we were racing out there in Prim, Nevada, state line, and he had an axle brake on him and took a hard left about half track and put it into the wall real bad, and took a lot out of him that weekend. But man, we came back stronger than ever, and he ended up breaking the world record for the fastest buggy on earth. So those are some good years, man. We've had a lot of fun, a lot of memories in that deal, and we still have our car as well. So who knows? We might go out there and throw one down here towards the end of the season, as long as it doesn't fall on the same weekend as this funny car deal, because man, it's a ton of fun out there.
Okay, now for you, what goes into preparation for you to get ready for a weekend of drag racing, Billy?
Well, other than the normal stuff there, I mean, we're always wrenching on the car up at the shop with Eddie. Basically, we don't have the kind of haulers that some of these teams have, man. I mean, we're basically rolling out of my dad's motorhome and a stacker that we used to bring all of our sand toys to the dunes. So it's not as race ready as some of the other haulers. So it takes a little bit more preparation. As far as hauling the car, we load that thing to the brim. Basically, bring as much stuff as we can, just so we're ready for some of these guys. We've been hauling 3 engines along with us just in case, and hope we don't use them. But a lot of preparation, a lot of hours, a lot of effort, a lot of time, and but man, when you get out to these funny car races, man, it's all worth it, man. So we're throwing everything we got to make this program work.
Okay. Now I know you've only ran at a few tracks so far, but you have a favorite so far?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm a little biased. I mean, Bakersfield over at the March meet was just about the coolest deal that we've been to, I'd say, so far. Salt Lake City was a beautiful facility, but I guess we were the last Nitro race to go down the track there. They are actually getting rid of the track at the end of the year. The property has been sold, and they're folding it up. So kind of ashamed to hear that, because we all had a great time a few weeks ago, and we're sad to see it leave. But we're hearing great things about the other tracks as well. I mean, Spokane and Seattle, we're hearing great things about, and also Boise. We're really looking forward to this last race in Boise. Go up there with all the good guys and try to throw down some hot laps over there.
All right, now where do you get all your safety equipment from?
Well, I'm new to this deal, so I had my fire suit from the sand drag days that I basically just bought online from Sparco. So I got a Sparco suit right now, and the rest of my stuff, helmet, gloves, Hans device, the boots, everything I've got from Simpson so far. But I'm in the market for a new driving suit, so I've been looking around at a couple of the smaller guys there that I'm going to be hitting up soon to try to get a nice drag or a nice fire suit like some of these other drivers here.
Now, what would you consider to be some milestones of your racing career?
Milestones of my racing career, I mean, we definitely had a pretty good run in the sand drags. We were actually top eliminator champion 3 years in a row before we left. I'd say our first race win on Mother's Day about 6 years ago was a really, really high point in my drag racing career. Right after that right after that run, we actually lost my crew chief, Dan Chittenden, to a heart attack. So I'd say that was a pretty good milestone. And also another one was when we raced Eddie with he brought out 2 boats the first race of the year in Parker, Arizona. He had his problem child, and we helped out his other boat, the Evil Twin, and we ended up meeting in the first round against each other, and we laid down just the best side-by-side drag race of the whole weekend, and problem child just edged us out. So I'd say that was one of my most memorable moments, definitely.
Nice. Now, you ready for some fun questions here?
Yeah, heck yeah, guys, let's do it.
All right. If someone were to give you $200 million and were like, "Hey, Billy, build me a new drag race track," where would you think about building a new drag race track? What kind of features would you want to put into this track?
If I got that money, I know exactly where I would put it. I would put it about, I'd say, 40 minutes from my house in Banning, California, right next to the Indian casino there. and there's already an airport, and there's nobody around, and it would be the baddest facility, I'd say, out there. We try to be racing every weekend, try to make it a family ordeal there where you can come out basically any weekend to see something run. Something about basically like a Bakersfield deal, but a little bit closer to home, and just trick that thing out. Try to get as many people through the door as possible, and trying to make drag racing like it was in the 60s, man.
So no special features at all?
I mean, special features, let's see. I mean, I guess we could do a covered racetrack so you wouldn't have to worry about any rain. I would definitely want to see a boat drag track right next to it so we can try to line up a top fuel dragster with a top fuel hydro and really see who can get out there on one another. Round cars, monster trucks. I'd say the more people that you kind of give the opportunity to, they'll make it work, man. But something like that, I would love to see happen.
Maybe make some stuff for the kids to do too, if they, in case they get bored.
Oh, of course, man. I mean, I definitely deal with that here and there, and really the kids are, like you said, the future of the sport. So anything we could do to go-kart tracks, to junior dragster tracks, to anything that would kind of keep them off the iPad, I'm game for that.
All right. So now, Billy, do you have any hobbies outside of drag racing?
Well, I got to be truthful. Not too many, man. I mean, I've kind of grew up in this drag racing life for a long time now. We'll do the occasional river trip and going out with my buddies out to the desert here and there, riding the motorcycles. But as far as true hobbies that we're putting our time and effort in, not a lot, man. That's my main focus, and that's kind of where my heart is. As well as doing the whole family life as well. I mean, it's sometimes tough to balance the two, but you got to do it, man, to make it work.
Right. So now, if you ever have time to take vacation with the family, you have a favorite vacation spot to go to?
Yes, we do, and we're actually heading out there next week. Our family's had a ranch out in Colorado, about an hour out of Grand Junction for about 20 years now, and we've been going at least once or twice every year since then, and ever since I had the two boys, we've just tried to continue the tradition, bringing them up there every year, and just getting away from this California lifestyle for a week or two at a time is really great, man. Just totally different up there. It's a small town, a lot of fishing, hunting, shooting, just kind of the simple life. But, man, it's a heck of a lot of fun up there. We have a great time.
Okay, now since you've been funny car racing, for who do you think has been your greatest competitor so far? Would be Bobby Cottrell?
Man, I'd say heck yeah. Him himself. I've been watching him for quite some time here. He's a great driver, to say the least. He's got a lot of experience under his belt. And to match his driving skills with Bucky's whole racing operation there, that's a pretty deadly combo, man. He's definitely somebody that we look at and obviously want to beat because he's the best. But I think those guys really got their shit together, especially this year. But it's a lot of fun to race him because he's a great guy as well. So. A lot of fun. I hope we get to race over here in the final one of these races.
Now, when you were doing the sand drag racing, did you have a greatest competitor in sand drag racing?
You know what? We've been doing this a lot of years over there in the sand drags. I've had a couple good competitors that I really like to line up next to. One that just catches my name. It was actually a female. Her name was Tiffany Janik, wife of Nick Janik, who actually races a top alcohol funny car. Tiffany actually drives a top alcohol dragster now, and she was in my class for about 3 or 4 years, and we had some really good heated battles, couple good starting line battles over there. But every time you line up against her, you got a little extra something in your veins for sure. So I'd have to say her.
Okay. Now, have you won any trophies in your racing career so far?
Oh yeah, man. I got a room full of them from the sand drags. We had a pretty good run there for about, I'd say, the last 4 or 5 years before we jumped into this asphalt deal. We were running top eliminator, one of the tightest classes in sand drags. It's actually an index class where you couldn't run faster than a 2.95 seconds and 300 yards. We usually always had a full field. There was tough guys in there, always running the number. And like I said before, we were the champions the last 3 years. Never ran an undefeated season, but we got close a few times. So we had a lot of hardware from these last sand drag races for sure. But we're real hungry for this. If we can make this deal work with the funny car, we're hungry for a trophy in this class as well.
Awesome, man. So now, if you could do time traveling, go back in time, would there be anything you'd want to do differently?
Well, there's probably a couple things along the lines that I would do a little differently. One would be try to be jumping in this Top Fuel funny car a little bit earlier in life, man. This thing is ever since we've jumped in it, man. It's definitely got my attention. And it's just a blast to drive, blast to be in this class. Everybody we've met and kind of hung out at the track is just been real cool to us, real cool guys. So the only thing I can kind of do different would be kind of doing what we're doing now a lot sooner.
All right. Now, what's your favorite food to eat, Billy?
Let's see. Favorite food. I actually got a new one, and that's my wife's meatball sub sandwich that I've been bugging her to make me tonight. It hasn't came through yet. So, hey, honey, did it. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I've been killing those quite a bit here lately.
All right. So, what's your favorite beverage to drink?
Favorite beverage to drink? Well, I'm not a big beer drinker anymore, but I'd say once in a while I'll have a nice whiskey and Coke to kind of set the mood right after a good night of racing. And other than that, I'd say a good let's see. Other than that whiskey Coke, I'd like a good iced tea with lemon.
There you go. What do you drink most of the time at the track? Water?
I drink a lot of water, but a lot of sodas as well. I mean, I'm really not a big soda drinker, but there's something about the racetrack where I get to get hitting those sodas a little bit too hard once in a while. Squirt is my biggest danger, man. If those things are in the cooler, I'm grabbing one for sure.
So now, when you're at the track for a day racing, do you eat regularly or do you eat very little?
Actually, my whole racing career, I haven't been able to eat about a damn thing at the race weekend. From the time I leave home to the time I get back, I'm just kind of pecking like a bird at the food out there. I mean, I wish I had an appetite. I mean, the food's there. I'm not sure if it's my mindset or appetite, but something goes on in there that I can eat very little during a whole race weekend there.
Wow, so not even at the end of the night when you're done, you don't eat enough?
No, I mean, I'll eat a little bit of something here and there, but I mean, I got my mind set on the task at hand there, and it's been like that since I started racing. Just really can't eat much, and man, at the end of the weekend, once everything's said and done, I can basically get all that weight back that I just lost here pretty quick.
Okay, now, are you a movie guy? You watch movies at all?
You know what? I have not watched very many movies. I'm more of a sports guy, like hockey. I'm a hockey fan. I'm actually got the NHL playoffs on pause right now, so we're going to be checking that out as soon as we get off the phone there.
Now, do you have a favorite movie of all time?
Well, let's see. see. Favorite movie of all time, I would say it's not really a drag racing movie. I've probably watched The Goonies and The Sandlot more than any two movies out there, I'd say.
Yeah, the Goonies. I love the Goonies.
Oh yeah. What's not to like about The Goonies, man? I could watch that thing about every once a month, about for the rest of the days. So good movie there. But like I said, I have a problem sitting through in a long periods of time, so I'm a little fidgety.
All right. So, what's your favorite music?
Music, man. I tell you the truth, I can really I can really enjoy it just about anything, man. From country to hard rock and roll. I even like a little bit of old school rap back in the day, man. So I really enjoy just about anything. If I have to get up for a race, I'll throw in a little bit of Stevie Ray Vaughan and some old school rock and roll, man, just to get the blood moving, and that seems like it does the trick for me.
Cool. Now, if you weren't doing drag racing, Billy, what do you think you'd be doing?
Man, that's a good question. I've never really been thinking about that before. If I wasn't drag racing at all, I would probably be. Man, I'd probably be traveling a lot more. Fishing trips. I really enjoy fishing with my buddies. If it's Colorado on a lake or a river, or if it's deep sea fishing out here off the coast of San Diego, we really enjoy just to get out with the buddies and do a little fishing, see if we couldn't hook something up there.
Awesome. My wife and I love going fishing, man.
Yeah, it's a good time. We've been doing it all since we were real small, and going fishing and heading down to the river out here is kind of what we've been doing quite a bit, especially in the summertime.
Because, even if you don't catch anything, it's just very relaxing, man.
Hey, man, you're right. Yeah. Sometimes you go out there looking for a fish, and all you come back with a buzz, man. But it's a good time out there, and we really enjoy it.
Yeah. You could just sit there with nature and just think, you got time to think, quietness.
There's really nothing, it's all good, man. It's the memories and the relaxation and just being in the outdoors is what we like.
Right.
Like I mentioned, our Colorado place where my dad's at right now, we got rivers and lakes and reservoirs all over that place. So there's not a lack of fishing whatsoever.
Now, do your boys like going fishing?
Oh yeah, man. We just the last time we went up there to the ranch, we got their feet wet a little bit with a little bit of fishing. We got a private lake that you're only allowed to if you bring your kids with you. So we bring the kids with us, and we just knock them dead out there.
Nice.
They're kind of our golden ticket through the gates.
Right. So now, Billy, what would you consider to be the fondest memory of your whole racing career?
The fondest memory, man. To tell you the truth, my fondest memory was probably when it was our second weekend at Famosa before the March meet. We had already entered into the March meet. I did not have my license at the time. We had 3 passes to go. We struggled Friday and Saturday. We coming into Sunday very nervous about not being able to get my license, not being able to race at the March meet. All that work we had done prior basically wasn't going to be. We weren't going to be able to race. So we buckled down. We regrouped for that Sunday, and the team just came out there, gave me a car to drive. And we went down the path. We went down that track 3 straight times, and they gave me my license. That was one of for me, just to get my license and get my feet wet in a Top Fuel Funny car with my best friends and my brothers out there. That was probably my fondest time at the track right there. It was a great day, and it was awesome. Something I won't forget for quite a long time.
Nice. So now, How important do you think it is for the families to bring the kids out to watch drag racing these days?
I mean, really, I think if you're not doing it, you're doing them a disservice, man. I mean, that's kind of how I fell in love with the whole sport, just being drug out to the track. Even if I wasn't watching the racing at the time, just being out there in the pits, playing in the dirt, just kind of watching the cars go by, man. I mean, especially in this day of age, how kind of different things are from when I grew up. I mean, a lot of kids these days, they don't know what a drag race is, or a funny car, or a sand dragster. So if you're not getting your kids out to the racetrack, man, and you're really doing them a disservice, because it is a great sport, and without them, there's no future in this sport. So I'm hoping to see a lot of kids at the tracks these years.
So now, when the kids come through the pit area, you guys stick them in the funny car?
Man, I actually think it's a big part for me, especially, and some of the other guys, to really take the extra minute and just talk to the kids, kind of get them involved. Really, I mean, answer their questions, talk to them a little bit, just try to get them involved. Maybe just give them a little bit of something that'll kind of spark their memory and get them back to the track. Is what the main goal is.
Yeah, I was like 4 or 5 years old. Like 4 or 5. My dad started taking me to drag racing. I'm 50 now, but we didn't have the video games back then, and cell phones, all that garbage we got now.
Exactly. That's the main deal, man. I mean, you see it everywhere. I mean, a lot of these kids, they don't know no different. They're growing up on these devices and everything, and they're missing the real world. And there's a lot of cool stuff out there to see, other than that gamer device or that iPad, whatever you got, man. It's all the same deal to me.
Yeah, because like when I was young, we'd go out and play every day after school, and be out all till dark. Dinner time, having the mom calling, "Hey, dinner time."
That's it, man. I mean, it's the same deal, man. I mean, we used to get you better get home before the street lights turn off, or you're getting a butt whooping, man. And I think I thank my father for giving me a couple licks back in the day, because it kind of sculpted me. It is having the respect I do these days.
Yeah. So now, if people that are listening in right now want to find the schedule, what's the best way? On the Problem Child page, probably?
Yeah. I'd say the Problem Child Facebook page, the Problem Child Top Fuel Hydro, and also the Problem Child Nostalgia Funny Car page. He both has pages on Facebook. He also has a website where you can find any kind of memorabilia, T-shirts, hats, things like that. That's ProblemChildRacing.com. Or you can follow me, Billy Morris, on Facebook, and we usually keep all of our schedules to our upcoming racing somewhere up there, and I'd say that's probably the best place to look to see where we'll be at next.
Okay, well, Billy, I want to thank you very much for taking time to do an interview with me tonight.
Hey, not a problem at all, Dave. Not a problem at all. No, I really appreciate the time and what you're doing for the sport here, and I think it's a good thing. So anytime we can link up, I'm game, man.
Oh yeah, we'll do another one in the future. Hopefully, we'll talk about some big wins with that funny car.
Hey, man, that's the plan. We really hope so, and we're going to give them all hell, that's for sure.
Now, you have any final words for the people listening in out there?
The only thing I got to say, man, is if you're listening in and you're interested in drag racing at all, let's get to everybody you can and bring a friend and get out to the drag strip, man, because like we've seen in Salt Lake, if these tracks start closing down on us, all this money, time, and effort and equipment we got, it's really for nothing. So grab a friend, grab your kids, and get out to the racetrack, man.
All right, very good. Well, thanks again for your time, Billy.
Hey, I appreciate it, Dave. You guys have a good night, and we'll be talking to you soon, man.
You too, Billy. Take care.
All right, be good, man. Bye-bye.